So for 42, they want us to describe the solid, and they give us the integral that generates that solid. So for 42, it is the integral between 0 to pi over 2 of 1 plus cosine x squared minus 1 squared, and that's pi outside, dx, right? So we've been working, we know that this is going to be revolved around the x-axis because we're integrating with respect to x. So we've worked a few times with curves that go like this. Maybe we're gonna have two different curves like so. That's our first curve, and then this is our second curve, right? Maybe I'm gonna call this g of x, and that's f of x. So usually when we have something like this and we have an area between them, that's going to be the area between them. And then when we revolve it about the x-axis, we're going to end up with a disk like this, right? So this is the smallest radius, and that is the biggest radius here. So when we revolve it, we're actually summing up all these disks. And these disks are made up of the biggest radius, which goes from 0 all the way out to f of x. So it is a1, right? Oh, that's a bit too thick. Let me do that. So this is a1, that is pi times f of x squared, because that's the biggest circle, right? That's and then we remove from it this tinier circle. We remove from this to just get the outer ring. So to remove it, we're going to have to remove the second curve, which is a2 is pi times, and the second curve, the lower one, is g of x squared. So basically our area, it is, if we're summing up from this point here, from a all the way to b, this is the integral from a to b of a1, right, the bigger one, so pi times f of x squared minus a2, which is pi times g of x squared, and all of this times dx. So if we compare it, it actually, we can see which is f of x. So f of x is the curve 1 plus cosine of x, and g of x is just the curve y is equal to 1. So basically, when we compare it, we can make the statement about this volume here that, let's see, we're going to say that the solid is generated when the area bounded between curves and I'm just going to erase this, between curves 1 plus cosine of x and y is equal to 1 is revolved about the x-axis from 0 to pi over 2. So basically, when we take this area and we revolve it about the x-axis from 0 to pi over 2, we have here the bigger circle, right? That's pi r1 that has the area 1 plus cosine x squared, that's the radius, minus the smallest circle that is 1. And then when we subtract it, we're going to get this volume.